After I waited all this time for Picard to finally come out, it it wasn't that bad. Alright, keep in mind, I've been looking for another Star Trek show. I wasn't really feeling Enterprise and Discovery. Well, Discovery got better, and as time went on, it got better, especially in the second season. But at first, it didn't catch me. So Picard is out now, which is crazy because to me, he was old then, and now he's really old.
Stay down.
He just lives with his dog and his employees on his family vineyard. And then there's this super chick who shows up, and she like, I know you. And he like, who the hell are you? But then it's like, she kind of look familiar in some way. So, the story transgresses. You find out what's been happening over the last 20 years. He don't mess with Starfleet no more. Starfleet pull some nonsense.
Tell us, Admiral. Why did you really quit Starfleet?
Because it was no longer Starfleet.
I'm sorry?
Because it was no longer Starfleet.
And he's kind of moved on with his life, even though he's not really happy. It's like, what do you do after the thing that you invested all your time into disappoints you? So yeah, he quit Starfleet because they got back on their bull-ish. Now, a lot of people didn't like this episode because it is a serial format. Like, every episode leads on to the next episode. Not like Next Generation, which was mad episodic. They made the character legendary by having him do a different adventure basically every week, except for a couple of dope two-parters. But TV changed now. People don't really like that kind of TV, so they had to go to a serial format, kind of like the Luke Cage Marvel format, the Lost, and the Walking Dead format. So the downside is that we have TV shows that are canceled without proper finishes, or worse, really bad finishes. Game of Thrones. The dope thing is that this show is directed by a black woman. The show is social commentary, which is so relevant to what's going on in the world right now. Now, idiots will say, oh no, Star Trek is doing social commentary. Why are they doing that? These people are idiots because this is the original point of Star Trek. People in cultures who were in deep conflict at peace. That was the original crew. It was made to signify that. A Russian who at the time was representing the superpowered, feared and hated USSR, a Japanese man who, if you know anything about World War II, a black woman, need I say more, she's black and a woman. Now, if you look at the Next Generation, it changed every issue, but it still challenged every issue. From veterans and the way they're treated, to American non-helping humanitarian crisis, and even perceptions and tolerances for gay people. Deep Space Nine tackled religion, post-war relationships between warring states. Voyager put warring people side by side and made them work together to overcome their differences in real freaking time. So yeah, Picard tackles the issues at the border, the reflex to blame an entire group for the actions of a few, and dissatisfaction with government and its policies, which a lot of us can relate to in the era of Trump. But that's what makes it good. I want to see where this goes, because the fact that they brought up Maddox and Data's design and a dope plot full of intrigue, I can't wait to see what's going on with everybody else in the timeline. Like, what's happening with people from Deep Space Nine at this time? What about Q? Where is he in all of this time? So the grade I give this episode is a strong A-, because it did manage to do the most important thing a first episode has to do, which is make a brother want to see more. But I didn't give it a perfect score because a lot of this episode is exposition. Like, I know you have to get all of this out the way, but still, It's a lot of obvious exposition. I didn't feel like they did too much fan service. A lot of people say, "Oh, there was fan service everywhere." Nah, I don't think. I think the overall episode is fan service in the sense that if you've never watched Star Trek before, you won't have the slightest idea what any of these people are talking about. You won't get none of the references. You won't get what is that big square thing supposed to mean? Why does that matter? But so those of us who know, we know. So, Star Trek Picard, did you watch it? Will you watch it? Do you hate Star Trek? Let me know in the comments below, and always hit me up on social media.